Hello everyone, this is Christine Till, the Marketing Mentress. And I wanted to tell you a little bit today about Fired at 50, Stop Looking for Work and Discover What You Were Meant to Do. That's a book that I've just published. Yahoo! I just got my book published. It's so exciting. January the 4th of 2011, I walked into my office all excited and ready to go to work for the new year, and was promptly invited to sit down in the conference room. Dun, 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 dun. You know how that goes. Well, the boss went in, sat down, and told me how hard a worker I was and how he appreciated my work ethic, but that the sales weren't up where he wanted them to be and I was no longer needed. Well, you know how you get that feeling that just sort of zooms over your whole body and you just go, oh. Well, I suddenly realized at that time that I was number 8 in a long line of sales reps, so I didn't feel quite so bad about that. However, you go through a whole bunch of grief and loss because you've become accustomed to that job and dependent upon that job and what it provides for you. And after I got over the initial shock, I started figuring out, well, what am I going to do? Well, I'm going to apply for work. Well, I applied for work and applied for work. But when you only get offered jobs that are less than half of what you got paid before, and you realize that they won't even pay a mortgage, then you start thinking, well, I'm going to have to work 3 full-time jobs in order to be able to just make ends meet here. So then you start to think, well, what can I do to monetize myself? How can I sell myself? So I started going to networking meetings, and I'd see around those tables people with gray hair, like me. And I thought, oh my goodness, many of these people, and as I met them, many of them had found themselves in a similar position to mine, 5 to 15 years short of their retirement goals financially. And they had mortgages to pay still. So what were they going to do? And how were they going to monetize themselves? Well, I figured it out. I had a whole bunch of strengths that I was able to use and put into my tool chest, so to speak, or my toolbox, that I could draw from. And I learned how to use my strengths to get things I needed, and to get stuff for free, and to get my business launched, and to be able to start making money selling my business, myself as a business, with my skills. Well, I saw all these people struggling, not everybody, but there were a few that were really struggling with how to sell themselves, so to speak. And I wanted to help them, but I didn't know how to help them. And then I got inspired. I interviewed Julie Salisbury from Inspired Authors, and I went, oh my goodness. She inspired me to want to write my book because I knew how I could help people through my book. I could tell my story, what happened to me, what I did, and then they could be able to learn from that and apply some of those things to themselves in how they find their strengths, how they sell themselves, those kinds of things. And I also learned about social media and how to use social media. My specialty is actually LinkedIn. So I wanted to share that with people. And my book was born, Fired at 50, Stop Looking for Work and Discover What You Were Meant to Do. I'm Christine Till, the Marketing Mentress.